Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and more importantly, welcome to this quick little video. So today the title is like what's in my pencil case, but kind of like what I'm trying to get at is what I think is essential to me, myself, and I whenever I do bullet journaling or art. Yeah, let's get right into it. So this is my pencil case. Also, side note, I hope this ray of beautiful warm sunlight is not too distracting. Sorry if it is, but it's actually very nice. So I hope it doesn't distract you too much, but anyways. So this is my pencil case. I actually got it from Dollarama, like, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago. And that was when I was in my holographic phase, and it just like, whenever I put it in the sunlight, it just puts rainbows everywhere and it makes me very happy and I love it so much. So this is my pencil case. And then inside, I have an assortment of writing utensils. So first we have this milk liner. Basically, this is my highlighter for it's my main color for when I study my Japanese, and this is the main color that I use when I'm taking notes, basically. So honestly, if ever you're just studying or whatever, any type of highlighter works. This is just the one that I chose. Doesn't have to be a milk liner. Next, I have my colors for my current bujo theme, and this month when I'm recording this, it is actually currently still March. So these are the colors for my March theme, so this is what I have in my pencil case for that month. So it changes every month, just like in April. If you haven't seen my April plan with me, please go and check it out. My April is coffee themed, so I don't actually have any colors for that because I'm using coffee as paint. So I don't exactly have markers for that month, but anyway, I have my monthly markers in my pencil case. Next I have my favorite tool ever, which is my mechanical pencil. So it's actually a little bit broken, but that's fine. I've been using this type of mechanical pencil for a super long time, and I just love the way it writes. My favorite size is 0.5 millimeters, and it has like a little turny eraser thing, and overall it's just really comfy to hold. I prefer using mechanical pencils because I find that regular pencils are just too thin, and then my hand gets cramps much easier when I use pencils that are just like made out of wood. So I would rather use a mechanical pencil because they're usually a bit thicker and comfier to hold. So yeah, that's my mechanical pencil that I use for literally everything. Next, we have my packs of just 3 jelly rolls. So I don't actually use these too often, and I don't necessarily consider them essential, but I do think that they are a very fun tool to have, and whenever I do use them, it's usually when I'm doing art journaling and whatnot. So yeah, these are definitely useful, but then again, you don't need to necessarily get like the fancy Sakura jelly rolls. I think actually acrylic paint pens work a lot better than jelly rolls and whatever, just because they're inkier and they just like write better in my opinion. So definitely going to be buying one of those once these run out. But yeah, so for the sizes, I got a pack of 3, and it's 0.5, 0.8, and a 10. Next, I have this giant pack of microns. So yeah, I got this giant pack of microns, and basically these are really, really awesome. They are so expensive though, but honestly really, really worth it because they do not bleed with watercolors or any type of water-soluble marker, whatever, alcoholic markers. They don't use alcoholic markers. Wow. Alcohol-based markers, they don't smudge either. So these are really, really great, and archival ink and everything. But honestly, you don't need to have microns for bullet journaling. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, you need expensive pens and overall expensive resources in order to be like good at bullet journaling. That is not true. That is not true at all. There are so many other things that you can use instead of like fancy micron ones. I've just been lucky to receive these as a gift. But I used to use actually a Sharpie fine liner, and that worked great. So there are so many other things out there and resources that you can use, and you don't necessarily need to spend $40 for a pack of like 5 pens. So make the wiser option, start off cheap, and then work your way up higher if that ends up working for you. So yeah, fine liners, super useful, and I think fine liners are for sure essential for bullet journaling, for art journaling, or for any type of art. Well, not any type of art, but most art forms. And yeah, that's what I have in my pencil case. Wi-Fi password, non-essential. This is just junk. I also have a smaller spare mechanical pencil. This was the one that I used to use all the time, but again, it's like a little bit too thin for me and I get hand cramps. But yeah, this was the one that I used to use. Again, it's a 0.5 millimeter, and yeah, so this is just an extra in case this one breaks or runs out of lead or whatever. Next, I have a ruler. This one is actually a little bit chipped. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a little bit like chipped on the sides because it's so old. So it doesn't exactly draw the straightest lines, but I mean, we make it work. So this is a emergency ruler if ever I need it while I'm on the go, because usually when I am recording, I usually have this ruler while I'm recording, so I have this in the drawer of this desk. But if ever I'm out on the go and I need a ruler, this is the one that I grab and that I have in my pencil case, because it just honestly like fits really perfectly, like right on the side. So yeah, small ruler, really nice to have. Next, I have this large, ugly looking clip, but honestly also very useful whenever I am bullet journaling. Basically, whenever you have a notebook that doesn't lie completely flat or you need a page to stay open, what you do is that you grab your book and then you just clip this on the side, and it just holds everything down for you, which is really, really nice. Again, not necessarily essential, but it is definitely a useful tool. And a lot of people have like nicer looking ones that are like fancy shapes or made out of rose gold and whatever that just look a lot nicer, which are also great for pictures. So it's a nice little prop for pictures as well. This one is not, because it's just a regular ugly office one. It's not very aesthetic, but it is useful. I also have a regular chunky eraser. This one has been with me for so long. I think I've had this eraser since like grade 5. So it has been through a lot with me, and it's still actually pretty big, which is very, very surprising. But yeah, this eraser has been with me for a very long time. It's just a regular white eraser from back to school stuff, you know? So erasers, again, useful to have, erase mistakes or just, you know, sketches. Lastly is my kneaded eraser. So I keep it in this plastic bag because I don't want it to dry out or like stick to all my other things in my pencil case. So yeah, I keep it in a plastic bag in order to keep it nice and sticky and fresh. And basically every time before I use it, I just knead it like so. Just stretch it out, work the remaining graphite into the putty or whatever this is. I don't know. It's also fun to play with. It's a nice little fidget toy. So kneaded eraser, super, super nice, because when you're about to work with markers or whatever else, you can just roll this over your sketch and it just very lightly erases it, or just leaves like a very light outline of the graphite so that you can still see what you're doing, which is super useful. Artists also use it as a like reverse shading, basically. So like if you shade an area and then you just lightly erase it, then it does like the opposite, if you understand what I mean. So this is a super, super nice product, and I love kneaded erasers, and I will always, always, always love them. So I will never necessarily go back to just relying on these regular white erasers. They're nice and they work for like heavy duty stuff, but they put eraser shadings everywhere when kneaded erasers don't. So that's really, really nice if you like drawing in bed or in just, you know, places where you just don't really want to deal with eraser shadings. Kneaded eraser is for you. So definitely get one if you've ever considered one. And the only thing left over in my pencil case are a few paper clips for whenever I'm doing schoolwork, so it's not necessarily for bujo things. But yeah, that is my pencil case little tour, I guess, and my essential products for any type of art form and studying and whatnot. I will leave a little list in the description down below of like everything that I have specifically. So like the Micron Sakura pens, and as well as the jelly rolls, the milk liners, and the Crayola super tips and all that stuff. I will leave links down maybe to like Amazon or something where you can go and get those if you are interested, and I will also try and find a good brand of kneaded eraser to link as well if you want to get those. And yeah, so basically what I want to try to get to is that you don't need fancy things to make good things, if that makes any sense. So you don't need the fancy Micron Sakura jelly roll whatever to make good art pieces. Again, Sharpie fine liners, great option as well. You have acrylic paint that you could use instead of jelly rolls. There are acrylic paint markers as well that work really, really well. Even whiteout. My art teacher actually told me, like, don't ever use whiteout on an art piece, you will get 0. But if that's what you got, then that's what you got. There's nothing wrong with using whiteout. It's still like a white paint, basically. So whiteout works too. Anyways, so yeah, these are my preferred materials. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little, I guess, pencil case tour. And again, I hope the sunlight wasn't too distracting, and if it was, I'm very sorry. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys all next week. Bye guys!